What's up, guys? Erebus here once again for some more Dark Souls 3. Today we're on my SL15 exclusively. This honestly is just one of my favorite characters to play as, and particularly to invade with. I just find that level 15 is that beautiful low level where, you know, once you get up to 30 to 50 you can have somewhat of a build going. It's certainly not going to be complete at those levels, but you can get a pretty functional build by, you know, level 50 for sure, and even by level, you know, 30, 36. So I like level 15 a lot, because it's kind of before the build is created, and I just find it fun. Now this first one, the Phantom is actually sitting out and just letting me duel the host, which was interesting. I wasn't sure why he was doing that, to be honest. But I'm perfectly happy with it. Host is perfectly happy to duel me as well, it seems. He is using Estus, but otherwise, you know, seems fine. Now, this character that I'm using, the actual character name has got Dark Hand, so I was trying to use the Dark Hand a bit more, but I just hate it. I'm just not good with fist weapons at all. They're, the limited range is just terrible. For me. I've seen other people use it quite well, but not me. So the Phantom, I guess, didn't want me to kill the host, so he gives me a nice point down. I give one back to him. I'm not sure what you were expecting. Just for me to get him low and then leave him alone? Not likely. At any rate, here's a different invasion of a different sort. Didn't run into the host or any phantoms or anything, so I'm just chasing down this blue. And this poor blue has no spatial awareness. They come all the way up, back up, and get the exiles involved, which was just a terrible decision. And the blue realizes it right away and goes, "Oh no!" But then stays in this area for some reason. Doesn't try to fully book it. Don't really need the exile's help here. I just needed him to turn around and actually face me, but their assistance is certainly appreciated nonetheless. They're pretty decent teammates. A little bit of fast forwarding here while looking for the host. Just saw some damage numbers there, so I'm trucking it. I'm on my way. Going to be using a lot less fast forwarding moving forward. Got some wonderful advice from the epic gentleman, Lost My Sanity. He was kind enough to watch one of my videos and give me some good advice. So I'm going to be doing a lot less fast forwarding and more jump cuts, because that fast forward effect I have only recently discovered is pretty nauseating when it's a long sequence or when there's a lot of them. So I am paying attention. I do appreciate advice and will be following it, but I'm still going to use it on occasion, like there. Moving on, now we're in the good old undead settlement, and got a little two-man team here, so I get a little bit cocky and just jump right down here with them, and it's almost my undoing because it was just kind of a stupid thing to do. This is a very small space with a bandit knife and a longsword. I get caught in a corner here for a while, and that's why it's almost my undoing there. They almost got me with the geometry. Some great roll catches from this Sunbro here. Was actually going to try to parry the last one there, which is why I didn't move. Parry didn't come out in time, and but that's why I didn't roll or anything. Great plunging attack also from the yellow here, doing a good job, really putting in some work. Kind of proud, to be honest. Good job, Sunbro. Now they're off. They've decided they don't want to take advantage of that little room anymore, which I found to be an interesting decision because they were doing really well down there. The host now is going to disappear into the fog wall. So at this point I'm thinking they're going to start the boss. So I'm just going to try to kill this Sunbro. Sunbro also, I think, is under the impression the boss is going to be started. So he's just in avoidance mode now. Just trying not to take too much damage so that he can have a good health pool and still have some Estus for Curse-Rotted Greatwood. But the boss fight's not starting, so I think both of us are getting a little bit confused here. I'm starting to chase him down a little bit. He's panic rolling, which is giving me some opportunities. And the host shows back up. So apparently not going to start the boss fight after all. So now it's back to the same little 2v1. I guess the host mainly just wanted to get that shortcut, which does make getting to the boss much, much easier. But Sunbro goes down. Almost get the host, but he goes back into the boss fog. And go ahead and give him a nice little point down. At this point, I know he's going to go ahead and start the boss, so I just cruise over to the door and sit myself down and just wait for the inevitable. Doesn't come immediately, so I think for a moment at least the host was hoping that I would Black Crystal out or leave or something and he could try to summon some more people, but once he realizes that I'm not going to do that, he goes ahead and starts aggroing the enemies in there and gets the boss fight going. Thanks for that, jerk. So back in the same area. Now this one, I've said before, but I'm not a great PvPer. Relatively average, and this is a good showing of that. This chap here is, I'm not trying to be insulting, but he's very clearly new and not particularly adept at PvP, and yet he survives far longer than he should have, just due to me playing poorly. So yeah, Erebus sucks confirmed. But now here comes the blue, and now here's a fun one. I see him running in. I know he's going to R1, so I throw out the parry and get him. Blue down immediately. And now I'm back to dealing with this white. I thought he was going to keep R1ing, so I threw out the double parry there. Ended up just getting shot with spells. And get shot again. But now I know about how long it takes to come out, so once I hear the sound, I can move. Go ahead and parry the R1 spam here and get the riposte. And that's all for that Phantom. He survived entirely longer than he should have, which is my bad. Again, not to be insulting at all, except towards myself. But that's fine. So now I'm coming after the host. He's not engaging. Looks to be that he's trying to tell me he wants to go through that fog wall, where's Sigbro's at, but I don't care. He collapses. He's sad. I go ahead and backstab him. I don't want to be too mean or too cheeky though, so I go with the my thanks gesture, just to say thanks for the ember and have a nice day. And he completely gave up, so I it would be too douchey to point down or anything mean like that. This one here, thanks for the spawn point, Dark Souls. Put me right next to these chaps. Tried to give him a nice friendly wave. This Sunbro was having none of it. But that's fine. I have a lot of Estus, so I'll handle it. I see the summoning message there, so I want to get rid of this chap pretty quickly. Luckily for me, he's got he's rocking that no health meta. So one backstab, go ahead and catch him with the bomb there as he's trying to get away, and that's all for him. Host is backing down. I know he wants his summons to get here. I don't want him to go into the boss fog and wait for them. I want him to wait out here where I can go for him. Trying to get the guard break, it's not happening. And here comes the Sunbro in a Thrall hat. So I'm instantly a bit unnerved. And here comes another Phantom. Host went on a summoning frenzy, which is perfectly fine. That's, it's well within his right to do that. Go for the guard break on the Sunbro. Don't get it. Angling was just a bit off. And now the host will come in when there's three of them. Phantom just walks around me and gets the backstab, which, good on him. Most times in these sorts of team situations, you're going to see that, where it's just R1 spam. But this Phantom is, the white Phantom is very intent on walking around me and getting backstabs. There he did R1 me a few times to prevent me from getting the riposte on the Sunbro following the parry. So I bring them to this little choke point thinking it's going to be to my advantage. But I know I don't have very long before they catch up, and of course they do. But it worked for a moment. It separated them out a little bit. I was able to get some good damage. Was able to parry the host there, but not everybody at once, which is what I was more or less trying to do, so that I could get a riposte on one of them. So now I'm going to just turn and burn a little bit and then try to get back to my choke point. They surround me there and cut me off, which was good on them. Go ahead and turn and burn again and attempt to roll out of that backstab. Was completely unsuccessful, unfortunately. Now another Dark Spirit has come in, so the fingers are active. Sunbro falls. I'm trying to get the parry on this Phantom because I know his game plan. But it doesn't work. But now the Sunbro has chased me out here, and he's the only one to do so. So now I'm in a good position, and I can go ahead and parry and riposte him. And the host chose to start the boss. Couldn't handle a second invader. It has to be 3v1. 3v2 is too close to fair for him. So great. Go ahead on this one. Phantom was being friendly. I immediately guard broke and riposted the host. And he's not feeling too friendly now. So the battle is on. I went for a wake-up parry on that since he was R1ing at me so much. Timed it horribly. But I see him repeatedly turtling, so I'm going to go for that guard break as the fire rains on me from the host. Still looking just specifically for that guard break. Really, I probably should have just gone for a parry at some point in here because he keeps dropping his shield right when I do my weapon art, which is good on him. But I'm a bit of a one-track, I have a bit of a one-track mind. That's what I'm going for there. I got stuck between one-track mind and one-trick pony, which a little bit of both, I guess. But in this instance, it's the one-track mind. So there they were following me out. The machete-wielding settlement dweller was out there, so they wisely decided to retreat back in here. But once they're in here, I am able to capitalize on the Phantom's turtle nature and get the guard break. Do the same to the host, which I've already done once. He survives with a pip of health, but Panic rolls away, and I'm able to get the roll catch with the good old longsword. GG, gents. Here we have a scythe-wielding Phantom, and I decide I'm going to go for the setup parry because everybody goes for at least 2 R1s. Not actually everybody, but almost everybody. I didn't actually ever think to try setup pairing with the target shield originally because I thought it was just stability was too low, the block percent was too low, it just wasn't worth it. But I was wrong. I learned that in fact you can setup parry with a target shield just fine, particularly at low levels, and when people are using obviously not giant weapons. But so Phantom was quickly dispatched. And now I'm chasing down this host. He's busy picking up items. I'm not really sure what he's doing at any given time. Can't tell if he's trying to make a run to the boss or if he's just trying to collect all the items that fell off enemies before he dies or what he's going for here. But now I'm just playing a game of roll catch for the most part, chasing him down, punishing his panic rolls. Now he's full on sprinting, so I decided to chuck a couple of bombs. Hoping to slow him down enough that he aggroes this chap right here and can't get away from him, but I'm not able to get a bomb off at the right time to get the settlement dweller involved. So instead I just chase him back to the bonfire. I'm thinking he wants to have a nice bonfire duel so he can collect his souls when we're done. Runs into the corner and stops taking damage. Great. Nice DC. Nice DC by a big DB. But moving on, we've got a swag chemist over here with his host. They're fighting Hodrick. I'm just going to sit out and let them deal with that business because the few times I've gotten involved when Hodrick's around, it's just kind of annoying more than anything else. Since being a purple, his attacks hit reds, and more importantly, being purple, he will target reds, and he'll just kind of target whoever's closest to him. So I sat out, let them take care of it, gave a little jump for joy that they were able to beat him. Now the fight between them and me will commence. Not to insult the Holy Knight himself, but I'm a bit more of a challenge than Hodrick. So I'm able to guard break the Phantom, riposte him. Host is spending his time just R1ing around me the whole time, so I go ahead and go for the wake-up parry and get that. Feeling pretty confident in this one. The host, however, is also feeling pretty confident. He's giving me some L1 waggling. There, a little bit of a taunt, which I'm not sure why he would be taunting when he's getting so soundly beaten, but taunt he will, and I'll return a bit of the taunting. Now here I'm going to do it with my sword two-handed because I'm going to try to guard break him during the waggle. That's a fun thing I've mentioned before, but when you waggle at people, they will almost always waggle back. And it is guarding, so they can be de-shielded if you hit them at the right time. He doesn't fall for it here. He does, however, go for the two attacks, which I foresee coming once he starts two-handing. So I'm able to get the setup parry on that one. Now going with some nice roll catches. He learns relatively quickly, but there it was. He starts waggling at me again, and I get the guard break on him. GG, buddy. That was an amusing one. At any rate, that's all I've got for you today. So I hope that you enjoyed, and I'll see y'all next time.